Hello, good evening, and welcome to JoyNews Prime. We are coming to you from our studios here at Kokomeme, Accra. We are live on DSTV, Channel 421, GoTV 125, and around the world, we are on myjoyonline.com. I am Carlos Kaloni. In our headlines, NPP Flagbearer hopeful Dr. Yao Osei Educhum calls on the party's leadership to exercise restraint following the decision to begin formal processes to expel former Environment Minister, Professor Kwabre North. We have details with Africa's cities projected to absorb more than 1.4 billion people by 2050. Government says it is urgently repositioning Ghana's real estate sector to attract structured diaspora investment and drive sustainable urban development. And of course, we are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Stay for details. Now let's begin from politics, because the Member of Parliament for Afigya Kwabre North, Collins Aduma, has assured former Vice President Dr. Bawumia of overwhelming support from delegates and party faithfuls in the constituency ahead of the New Patriotic Party's presidential primary scheduled for January 31. The MP said the backing reflects Dr. Bawumia's track record while in government and his appeal among supporters of grassroots who see him as the strongest candidate to lead the party into the next general election. Take a listen.
He's the only candidate among the five. Our best rider will have 7 times. He's the only candidate. It's yet so can say ye will be free to tear. If you just Dr. Bawumia, only any free to tear. Yenye year oni yebisu ye waria ye ne na ye nti ye na waba haye doctor wabefie ya mo akwaba na doctor ene emre ni ho me delegate wa ha nyina ombedi mi adanse ma ba mo na so since 2003 aka Dr. Bawumia ho nsem a kire mo saa enti enya afi na me ba be ka kire mo say Dr. Bawumia sebe oye economist enya na me ba be ka ne ho nsem a kire mo de yasem a ye ka kire wona e very simple doc kan wakoma to yem yasem no ye very very simple kan wakoma eto yem for the past 2 weeks we saw TV bia party mpanyimfo uhu TV so obia sorry a papa yi ni ye boneti dog me Afigya Kwabre ha me se kan wakoma eto yem de amanfo ka efa wo ho dia ye di watam e wo radio so dia ye di watam e wo TV so Afigya Kwabre ha me se kan wakoma eto yem emohu ensheki ema ore enho on the 31st of January Afigya Kwabre North yebema wasre what.
Well, the NPP Flagbearer hopeful Dr. Yao Osei Educhum has appealed to the party's leadership to remain calm following the decision to initiate formal processes to expel former Minister for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Professor Kwabre. The move follows comments made by Professor Kwabre during a television interview in which he described the party as quote-unquote fake and questioned its internal democratic credentials, stating that the 2023 presidential primary was rigged in favor of former Vice President Dr. Bawumia. But speaking on News File, Dr. Educhum also urged a former Minister of Environment to stay calm, expressing optimism that better days lie ahead for the party, particularly if he emerges as its flag bearer.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll appeal to the party leadership to really calm down. In our culture, even age just mere age, right? That you are older, you should be respected. But you have somebody who have accomplished so much in his life. It's a two-way street. The party gave him a platform, but he also enhanced the party by bringing his expertise to the table. At the time when we were in opposition, a surgeon of his caliber being part of the party was a plus for the party. So even if some words are said that we don't like, we have to find a way to deal with it in such a way that we do not create a situation where he's further vilified through comments by many other people. I will appeal to my brother, older brother, who I really, really respect. I used to serve as a member of his ministerial advisory board as a deputy minister at the time. And I worked with him closely as a member of his ministerial advisory board. His passion for innovation, for mental issues, and many other things is worthy of commendation. So I appeal to him to also calm down and cool down. Better days are coming. When Dr. Edishum is the flag bearer, we are going to bring parties together.
Well, with less than 2 weeks to the New Patriotic Party's presidential primaries, aspirant camps are stepping up effort to secure victory. The camp of Kennedy Agyapong has blamed Ghana's current challenges on failure by successive administrations. Now, speaking at the launch of Politics, Honesty, Discipline, the Kennedy Agyapong Doctrine, the campaign's policy director, Dr. Kenneth Kloche, said a lack of discipline among political leaders has weakened governance and slowed national development.
3 pillars that Ghanaians urgently need. The book that we are talking about, the PhD, they are the 3 pillars that every nation, every country is built on. Without one, it won't be successful. But with the 3, every developed country is successful. So this is the heartbeat of the PhD. A mindset of a fearless nationalism, uncompromising truth, and disciplined action. It rejects silence when truth is costly and refuses selective accountability. Ghana does not lack ideas, we lack will. We do not lack laws, we lack enforcement. We do not lack leaders, we lack courage. If Ghana needs courageous leadership, clap your hand.
Well, Dr. Kloche further stressed that Ghana's development ambitions cannot be realized without a renewed commitment to patriotism, discipline, and other critical national values, which are described as non-negotiable pillars for sustainable growth.
The motivation in writing this book is to make sure that our posterities, those who are coming, those who will come and meet maybe our dead bodies, will see that there is a day that somebody reset the mind of Ghanaians. We want to develop Ghana. I am from America, or I live in America. I don't want to be there. There is a saying in Akanda, so your question, look at the environment and see whether they are obliging by that. If there's some way patriotic, also they see as some patriotic, and patriotic, don't mind now. And can bring yesena, I say a quota. And can so fra. Anyway, send yen so into menum. Ghana to one so yede, yetonsio. Mini wochebi. Now, bra sebren ye far back at court in Zoom, Yakosenso be going in Nianum, and Yahoding. And now bet me, I say, yes, when you say, we don't love our country anymore.
Well, you're still watching JoyNews Prime with me, Carlos Kaloni. We'll return with more, including sports. The finals of the African football is happening in Morocco. We'll bring you details of that particular competition right here. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us here on JoyNews Prime. Now, with Africa's cities projected to absorb more than 1.4 billion people by 2050, government says it is urgently repositioning Ghana's real estate sector to attract structured diaspora investment and drive sustainable urban development. This was disclosed in Accra at the official media launch of the Africa Real Estate Festival. Deputy Director at the Diaspora Affairs Office of the President, Nana Agyapong, said government is rolling out clearer regulatory frameworks, strengthening digital land governance, and leveraging instruments such as real estate investment trusts and diaspora bonds to unlock credible long-term capital for the sector.
We're trying to create an environment where there is safety, there's rest assurance, there's guaranteed what you call security of mind, that when you put your money into the real estate industry sector, for instance, you'll rest assured that whatever you're getting there is something you can get back and get greater returns on. So we're looking to have it streamlined where there's proper regulation, right? Anyone in that sector has to be someone who's vetted. There needs to be insurance bonds where anyone goes into that sector is looking to take money from investors. There is a guarantee that if these projects are not executed, they can be They can be held accountable. That way, anyone putting them the money there knows that, hey, no one is going to take our money and just go off with it. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Africa Real Estate Festival, Desmond Oten, is urging government to prioritize sustainable land use, warning that Africa's rapid urbanization is a clear red flag and leaves no room for unplanned development.
Year 2030, our transaction is going to be crossing about 2 trillion USD. And in 2050, about 1.4 billion of Africans will be living in cities. Now, we've had issues of affordability, sustainability, and how good the continent can become for the diaspora and the locals. And what this festival is looking to do is to bridge the gap between the locals and the diaspora, and also add a touch of cultural identity. I tell my friends every time I speak with them that if you go to Dubai, they sell you the future. And if you go to Miami, they sell you lifestyle. We are telling the diaspora from the year 2019 to come to Africa. And why are they coming to Africa? They are coming to Africa for cultural identity and for what they have as heritage in here. And that's why for the African Real Estate Festival, we've added culture as part of our celebration at the festival.
Well, to some other stories, organizational psychologist and author Bawumia Glover has revealed that one of the most therapeutic tools in a relationship is reading and the use of relationship agreement, noting that both play a critical role in promoting emotional wellness. According to her, reading helps individuals gain a deeper understanding of themselves and expectations within relationships. She further explained that relationship agreement provide clarity by allowing partners to openly discuss values and communication styles. She spoke on Consulting Room on the Joy News channel.
So some of the tools, and I will use tools and skills maybe interchangeably.
Okay.
The first one that I would recommend, honestly, is for people to consider therapy. And therapy, I really want to destigmatize therapy. Therapy is not just for when you are facing some, neurosis or psychosis. Those are the main ones that we know. You are either hearing things or seeing things. No. Therapy is just for you to understand yourself, understand who you are, understand.
So if I get you right, everybody should see a therapist before you enter into a relationship?
No. It's not. I wouldn't call it a prerequisite.
Okay.
The key thing, whether you do it before or during the relationship, is therapy helps you understand yourself. Okay. And if you can't afford therapy or it's inaccessible, there are other ways that you can also learn about yourself and the other person. Another tool besides therapy would be like reading.
Reading.
People would read, we go to conferences, don't we? We go to conferences, we go to meetings, we read books. Why not do the same about relationship? Why do we learn about everything in our lives except for relationships? If you go and start a new job, what will they do? They will onboard
give you an orientation,
induction. They will give you the tools and the skills if you don't have.
Right.
Maybe once a year, have you go for training, leadership courses, there's that. We train ourselves on almost everything except for the personal responsibilities like parenting and relationship. But those are two of the most critical. So what I'm trying to say is when you need to learn about yourself and the other party, you need to take a relationship almost like it's something you need to learn. It's not something that comes so easy. It's not something that it's just like that. You need to learn. And you can learn by reading. I'm a published writer as well, so I believe in books.
Yeah, you're a writer.
I read books about relationships. There are many books about relationships, books about emotional regulation, books about communication. The same way there are books about how to influence and win people, or how to win in business or entrepreneurship. There are also books about how to show up in a relationship, how to be a better partner. That's another one. Another thing people can do, and I really believe in this, is relationship agreements.
Hey.
I'm not trying to formalize. I'm not trying to say, relationships should be super formal, super strict. But I'm saying that we are unique and individual beings.
So how do we get
30 years of life experience? You're also coming with yours, and we're coming to meet. There has to
what should be the content of the agreement?
So the agreements are simple things like, we will not go to bed angry. We will not argue after 10 p.m.
Okay.
We will have, sometimes people have relationship meetings. We will have a relationship meeting once a week. Okay. The meeting is not to argue, just to say, how are you doing, Sue? Today, this week, how are you feeling? How am I affecting you? Is there anything I've done this week that you would want me to look at? And the same is asked of the other person.
Well, to some regional stories now. For decades, the rainy season meant isolation for communities such as Awurano in the Techiman North District, as floodwaters submerged roads and cut residents off from essential services. Repeated appeals for intervention went unanswered, deepening years of frustration. However, a promise made just 3 months ago has delivered a remarkable turnaround. In just 90 days, a newly constructed bridge now spans the once impassable stretch, replacing floodwaters with steady movement and renewed hope. Anas Sabit has more.
This is the new sound of progress here in Awurano. But for over 30 years, the sound here was one of frustration. Since 1992, communities like Awurano, Jama and Misidine felt forgotten, their roads and bridges crumbling, their connection to other parts of the district severed every time it rained.
How can you pani and Namusa so twankasa and so erosion equa among for fee? Intina intime and maybe Mokra wabon me sign refi, obin so fear ed and say obepi, and not a how pa na a higher old crudia.
A how they will grow into two, and then even most especially in sumo. In so kind easy. It's only to make sure it's a
Their cries reached their Member of Parliament, who also doubles as the Trade Minister, Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare. She promised action, and in a break from the past, action came swiftly. What has happened since has given the entire area a massive facelift.
Sanya, Omotumia drains na Nina, a Fabia, Ekobu, Gattes near or the Imuno, Abuayan, Ediani Jibri, Abakrim.
Just 3 months ago, contractor MJB and his team arrived. In 90 days, they have delivered what decades could not, a massive infrastructural facelift. The critical Awurano Bridge now stands firm with extensive drainage networks snaking through the communities, promising an end to the annual floods.
Dairy Hotel, Nina Quano, Waya, Ubusua Oye, the Akayina, the South Susan, the Edia Maumo.
The structure is more than concrete and steel. It is a symbol of reconnection. And today, the very MP who championed it is here on a surprise visit, not just to monitor, but to share in the community's palpable joy.
You saw Awurano before this construction. If it rains, people of Awurano could not cross from Awurano to Kenteng and vice versa. I didn't think this was fair. Every year I'll try to put some temporary measures in place because, my government was not in power and there was not much that I could do. So I assured them that once Excellency John Dramani Mahama comes, their roads will be fixed. You see, the bridge is done within 2 months.
Her vision extends beyond just solving the flood problem. She sees this as a catalyst for a new future. Upon completion, the plan is to plant trees along these streets to beautify the community and to actively combat climate change.
There's going to be an innovation. This is Techiman North. We will always set the pace. So we've decided that with all the road construction that's going to go on, we're going to plant trees along the road to make it beautiful. Also, you know, the ozone layer depletion, we know the climate change issues. The Techiman North wants to take a very bold step.
The MP's vision extends beyond mobility. She sees a road that will revive economic activity and put money in the pockets of the people.
See, they change the economy of this area. We can cut our produce to the farm and all of that. So I think that this, in effect, will help.
The official timeline from the Bono East Feeder Roads Department is 18 to 24 months. But the regional manager admits the starting pace is a game changer.
Works is to be delivered within 18 to 24 months. That's the completion period. But so far, what the contractor has even done is beyond 50% in less than 3 months. So we say we are ahead of schedule.
In Techiman North, a narrative of neglect is being rewritten at an unprecedented pace. The promise was a road, but the foundation being laid here is for a renewed hope, commerce, and a community finally in control of its own destiny. For Joy News, I am Anas Sabit in the Techiman North constituency.
Still on the roads, the residents of Ablekuma Fan Milk in Accra have taken to the streets to protest the deplorable state of roads in their community. The demonstrators say years of neglect have made daily movement difficult and unsafe, especially during the rainy season. My colleague Stephen Mensah was there for us and has been speaking to some of the frustrated residents.
My sister Mienu, Omaka baby.
My sisters are both gone now. One was Georgina, the other was Mami Efua. After the autopsy, doctors discovered they had cancer. They explained that their lungs were severely blocked. Largely due to prolonged dust inhalation from the poor state of our roads. We urgently need these roads fixed.
Kwani di ache free say nyankopon bo ni wiase e ba ya mi hu say ye di kota abegu ada me ba ha 40 years nie mi hu say aba abegu kwan no so da.
This is one of the major roads that will be linking Ofanko, Amasaman, Lomlava to the greater part of Accra. And what you may see behind me is not just a mere coincidence. This is one of the major concerns for residents living here in Ablekuma Farm Milk. Earlier today, they protested, raising concerns about the assurances government has made to them about the construction of this road.
We complained several times to the assembly. If we report this one, they didn't take action, next step, we are going to bend a tie on them. It is illegal, but it should be like that. It should be like that. Because the government, if you don't bring yourself out, they won't see you.
For traders along this stretch, business has taken a painful hit. Sales have slowed, while constant dust and worsening health conditions deepen the daily struggle. Among them is Antiama, a kinky seller whose once busy pots now sell a different story, one of survival rather than profit.
You are forced to buy goods at very high prices. Yet, if you cannot afford a taxi, getting back home becomes almost impossible.
The municipal chief executive for this area has been indicating that proposals have been made to government to ensure that finances are provided for the construction of this road.
Some of the roads, the drains have already been done on either side. So it's the asphalting to some level, and the average I saw from the costing from the roads engineers about 54 million. That's the Agape Pentecost to Bawi.
But the residents are not all that convinced. They say that government has made these assurances for quite some time, and they will want this road fixed as soon as possible.
If they should not heed to this peaceful protest to do what we want, then the next step will be taken. I came to Ablekuma Farm Milk when I was a kid. Now I'm a grandpa.
For many of these residents living here at Ablekuma Farm Milk, they are concerned about their safety, concerned about their health, and the safety of their children. Reporting from Ablekuma Farm Milk, I am Stephen Mensah, reporting for Joy News.
Well, before we go, the finals of the African Cup of Nations is currently ongoing in Rabat in Morocco, and the scores is what you see there on your screens. It's 28, almost 29 minutes into that contest between Senegal and Morocco, and we'll keep you updated on the outcome of that particular contest match happening in Rabat. That's all we have time for. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more stories. My name is Carlos Caloni. Bye-bye.